Well, good morning, lovely people. On a day and lovely Tuesday morning. Property Matta, now with the treat today. And the engineer is here. That is the man who sabi everything we get to do with you want buy house, you want rent house, property in general. Mr. Debo day here to continue from where we stopped last week. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Chief. How are you?
Fine, sir. Loads of questions we had last week.
Yes, and we're looking forward to the same this week. Good morning, viewers.
Slimy baby.
Slimy
Yes,
T.
Chief.
Good morning.
I'm good.
How are you? How was your night?
I was just there.
Restful, I
I
believe.
dreamt I bought a house
You dreamt you bought a house,
in my
Abi?
village.
That's a good one.
Allah
At least
Shegun.
that's where to start from. Dream,
Yeah.
you know. Your dream fuels your desire, and then maybe you would achieve it someday.
That's why I didn't know this work.
You know, so our viewers believe that you've been enjoying the program Property Matter. If you've missed any of the episodes, I would encourage you again to go to the YouTube channel of WAP TV, search out Property Matter, and watch. We have tons of information for you, okay, that would help you in your property ownership journey, okay? Maybe you want to own property or top property, or you just want to buy, you just want to buy one where you go be saying that your roof over your head or something, or you want to even start to do property business. That is why we are here and we dish it out to you hot.
As in the hot.
As in the hot, you know. So we'll continue with our question and answer session. So we are expecting that you will call in today. I mean, the phone lines will be open very early so that we can take your questions. But we have one or two on
I
ground.
think we actually
you were
the
fighting
issue
about
of,
the issue of agency and all of those things.
and those things, because even after the show, I personally got calls from some viewers and who are regular callers anyway. One from Kaduna, and the essence of it is, well, people are following, and truth be told, people appreciate the fact that we match TV program with reality, in the sense that what we they talking are the practical thing we they share outside. So that's why I was trying to call you back a bit last week. Say, even if you want to defend this thing, defend it in a way where we say where they rent the house, we no go see you for street, come roast you shop. Because the truth is, it is always there, and it has never been there before.
What is always there?
The issue of 50-50-30, that's what they do in Lagos now. It's 50. If you are renting a two bed,
I wasn't
anything flat. Let me break it down first, so that we have the luxury of time, so that I can know where to pick up. If it is a room, if you are renting just a room, they will ask you to pay 30, 10. That's for a room. That's 70,000 naira. A room on the average in Lagos, what normally finish it is for a year 120, 60 in a month. That's on the scale of 5,000. Then this and every other thing. But for a flat, is 50 agreement, 50 commission, 30 damages. Be it to that's mini flats, a room and parlor self-contained.
Wait, Chief, bless I don't they suspect you safe. You should say you never enter this agency.
No, wait, I won't make it.
It boss me.
But that's the truth, because it's what I look at.
I actually won't make Chief finish, because
this
the
is
way
what
they reel out
like you have an agency
the way that they collect.
The truth
Chief
is,
don't enter association.
no, another thing is the truth is, no, for evening, at our own club where we always sit down. That's
Chief don't enter association.
Evening where would they sit down?
Either for your in no price.
For evening where would they sit down after work? As like our own lounge on the bench. I get agents there who say, now they go sit down.
They give you fillers.
No, they give me fillers. People, they come meet them there.
Yeah, so
So
to do business.
I'm not even talking about the 5,000 naira for recharge card and form, because they collect them, which, accepted. There has to be form. They need your data and office impress. Now money they take print all these ones. But outside that 5K, sir, these 50 agents, 50 commission, 30 damage, where they collect, it don't make to change house big problem for so many people. So me, I want to ask, share now so it must be ni, because in the good old days, if you want rent house, now to just waka go meet landlord, pay your house rent, you go do little due diligence about you, where you work, and you move into the house. But now you see people staying in one house for 13, 15, 17 years. begging landlord's children, not because they don't have the money to get another apartment, but because of the excess charge.
Okay, thank you very much, Chief. You see, let me clear the air about something you said. I'm not defending anybody. I didn't defend
But they are
No,
your colleagues.
I was just trying to tell viewers that, look, for every profession, there are different categories of people in it. People that are qualified to do it, and people that are doing it for survivor's sake.
Quack.
You know, so I told you that. And you see, the real estate market is particularly funny.
I'm flooded now.
Not funny in the sense, let me say it's particularly unique because it's a market where we have a lot of demand, especially when you come to the rental homes. A lot of demand and very few supply.
Sure.
When that kind of a thing happens, you call it the seller's market. So it is the market of the landlord. That's why landlords are more like gods until you enter their house and then the law supports you and things like that. And then they also think that tenants are like gods once they enter the house. That's what the landlord will tell you, that, I don't want bad landlord. By the way, if you're a landlord, please, the two types of tenants you don't want to have, okay? Maybe we'll talk about this next week. That's what we'll talk about next week. For landlords especially, the two types of tenants you don't want to have. One, the one that does not pay your rent or does not pay as at when due. And two, the one that will trash your house. Okay? You don't want to, no landlord wants to have those type of tenants, those two tenants. And particularly those are the major edicts of any landlord.
Right.
The one that is not paying and the one that will trash your house. The ones that will give trouble, fight, and all of that, you can handle it. I mean, report to the police and things like that can be settled.
So,
but
how do
nobody wants these two.
Sorry, sir. How do we identify certified agents?
So, I think I said it last week, and I'll repeat it again. Now, when we were growing up, you know, they don't used to even call them agents, if you remember. Caretakers.
Yeah.
Caretakers were what they call them. And they were traditional people doing it also, who are having associations and all of that. Do you understand? But you see, professionally, there are people who actually went to school to study what they call estate management.
More like.
Do you understand? Estate management. When they come out, they become what they call pupil estate surveyors and valuers. Pupil, as in they are still under study.
Okay.
And by the time they finish their certification, they become, those are the people you see in front of their name, they write ESV.
Okay.
Estate surveyor and valuer.
ESV.
Estate surveyor and valuer.
Lawyers na ESQ.
No, that lawyer na ex-member of a choir. Was somebody that was once exactly in the choir. That's just joking. So, ESV. Now, these are the people that are actually trained, okay, in the business of properties. Varieties of it. Valuation, agency, property management, facility management, business feasibility study when it comes to property business, and a lot more. Do you understand? In that regard, they are the people that can help you best. But you see, they are also in very short supply.
Okay, if they are in short supply, I'll quickly, because are there courses that people who have not gone to school to study?
Yes. So even there is an institution called Nigeria Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers.
Nigerian Institution
of Estate Surveyors and Valuers. NIESV.
Okay.
They call them. Anybody that is interested in the business of property is encouraged. Once you have some O-level papers, you are encouraged to start taking their exams. The exams
that means we can say
like
that
4 categories.
Is it that you guys don't have laws governing you? Because if there are laws, I feel these people should have been apprehended.
I understand you. There are laws, okay? And even to cater to people that are aspiring to become estate surveyors and valuers, interested, or maybe they just love agency, and because they've been doing it part-time, there's an association under the umbrella of NIESV, Estate Agents Association of Nigeria or something, or Association of Estate Agents of Nigeria, something like that, okay? Yes, I think it's Association of Estate Agents of Nigeria. That association is under the umbrella of NIESV, and they help them to regulate them and all, so that this practice can be done the best way possible. Because you might not be able to see any estate valuer that will be taking briefs, because these things are more rampant where you have rooms, tenement houses, self-contained, and in some other neighborhoods that maybe estate surveyors and valuers are not really that much practicing there.
Okay.
So these quacks in quotes, or the people we call agents or caretakers, who just do things as they like,
haphazardly,
are now having a feed day. They're having a feed day there. Other than that, so kind of try and check out the person you are using. That's where to start from. If you don't want to be sweet with all these 5,000 you are saying for phone, for recharge card and all.
For
fuel and all of that. No.
They'll say they can't take you. You
can't
go on inspection until you pay. That's part of it again.
So if they take you for 10 days, you pay for the 10 days.
For 10 days.
That's minus the money we still pay.
Some 2K per inspection.
Some 1K.
You see, all of that are not things that I would speak to directly in the sense that whether they are wrong or they are right.
So it's a norm now.
No, it's not a norm. We don't do it. A lot of estate surveyors and valuers don't do it. In fact, hardly will you see an estate surveyor and valuer that will do such, okay? A lot of people that do this are agents. People who are just agents and all. And they usually justify it by saying that a lot of people come, give them brief. They've also given 10 people brief. If they go out and start spending their money looking for properties and all, by the time they come back, the person will tell them, sorry, I've seen one. Do you understand? How do they recover that their costs, And that's why they put, to be sure that, hey, you are serious, one, and it's costing you. And then I'm not going to lose my money. I haven't gone round on your brief. At least my cost is covered. So that's why for me, I don't really argue against it. I just say, if you are okay with paying it, you are paying for a cost.
Gentleman agreement.
Exactly, it's a gentleman agreement. And then make sure that the person you are actually paying to will deliver value to you. That is the most important one.
Okay, I'll quickly ask a question, because the question I asked last week before the show finished, I actually penned it down. So when we come back from this break, I go ask you first. But before we go on the break, this sharp question where I want to ask you now be say, when we want rent house, agents, there are some houses you go know say maybe door they never fix them, or toilets, most especially toilets, they go say this tap no work. Agent go sweet talk you.
Don't worry, we'll fix it.
Immediately you pay now, it's part of what we'll fix it. The light, the light. In Kokekere ni landlord ni what of this door? The
electrician even came to check it yesterday.
Hello? You know that is checking in now. And then you at the end of the day, after switch talking you pay, and you observe that there's no toilet to use, there's no light and everything. In situations like that, what does the law that governs estate management says? Am I supposed to face the landlord? Some houses the landlord no dey. Now this same agent, now they collect money, now transfer. Do I have the right to sue the agent?
Now, suing, if you want to sue, fine. They should give you a tenantable property.
What is tenantable property, sir?
Property that is in a good state to be tenanted, to be occupied. If the tap is not running, if it's faulty, they should fix it. Or, when you fix it, it's at their cost.
Well, let's quickly take Monday, please.
When you fix it, it's at their cost. So,
really? Yeah. Monday, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning, Monday. You need to speak up, please.
Good morning.
Okay, good morning, Monday.
Good morning.
Monday is calling from Lagos.
Tell me, please help us with the volume, sir. Thank you.
I'm calling from Edo State.
All the way from Edo State.
Edo State.
Yeah.
Good to have you.
I have a property in Lagos.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So in Lagos, in AIT area.
Alagbadu.
Suberoche area there.
Okay.
So, and I just finished the building. I'm wanting to give it out to an agent to manage for me. So the guy construct the building as a civil engineer said he can be able to manage it. And I don't see him as an estate agent. So I just want to use this opportunity to ask if it is advisable for me to give him, allow him to give it out, as to be managing it for me. It's the one that just finished building the house.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Monday. I think you said it all. He built a house for you, is a builder, is a civil engineer. He's not a property manager. A lot of people make the mistake because I'm an architect or because it's my architect, because anybody in the built environment, that is what we call the built environment, okay? The built industry. It's talking about environmental sciences when you go to universities or polytechnic. It's talking about people who studied architecture, this, that, you know, a lot of them. You know, so people just don't realize it. They think that once you are in that environment, you can do anything as to property. No. You see, when you give your property to somebody that cannot manage it, that is not trained to manage properties very well, what happens is that the value of your property will be deteriorating. It cannot be sustained because it won't do things that should be done properly at the time that they should be done. From taking tenants in to making sure that your property is maintained, whether reactive maintenance or pragmatic maintenance mechanisms, you know, it won't put anything in place. It will just, at best, it will be reacting. And it doesn't know how to handle property issues, as it were.
It's just a builder.
Exactly, he's a builder. So I would say, please, talk to a property manager. We are not even talking about an agent. It's beyond, you see, property management goes beyond just getting somebody into your property. A lot of agents can get you people, and they can get you anybody, really, you know. So, into your property. Well, that is not where your property management is. That is not even the main thing. That is a major one, because when you get bad people into your property, you've started to depreciate your property from day one.
Benny.
Do you understand? So, I would encourage you, please go get a property manager.
Okay.
Somebody trained to do that effectively.
Okay, let's quickly go on the break.
Okay then. So we'll be right back to take more of your questions. Thank you. The best investment on earth is earth.
The issue of say make a person get house, make a person get land, make a person...
Property matter na serious business, so one of the best investments wey person fit get for life. Shey you be estate agent, surveyor, town planner, or you dey into furniture and you go like make the world sabi your level, come advertise with us on top Property Matter wey dey shele for WAP TV for every Tuesday from 8:15 to 9 a.m.
Okay, before we go on that quick break, property expert, they give answers to Mr. Monday from Edo's question. Okay, Mr. Monday, I would call for the display of his number so that you can reach him after the show. Any other thing where you want to ask him, be it that you actually need someone who is efficient enough, you can always reach him. So please, MCR display his number so that they can get, two of you can get deep. Well, speaking of getting deep, last week before we go, I threw a question to you vis-a-vis the one we never answered before we go on this break. So I want to make you use one stone kill two birds. Can we sue an agent? Do we have the power to do that? Because now we know. Now collect money from us. Now switch talk us. That's one. Then number two, when you buy a land, how do you procure your C of O? I know say most times excuse me please, in the time past you don't tell us when you buy land you go get your C of O, but please give us in the detail from which office I go. Do I need to take the Iwe that they will give you to go and procure, or I'll just walk into their office at inland and say, oh yeah, I buy land, see receipt, give me C of O. Give us the detailed analysis,
okay,
sir.
Very simple. So let me start from can you sue? Well, for an agent, depends on the representation of the agents, actually. So while I won't claim to be a lawyer, I would always encourage you to talk to your lawyer and be able to, weigh your options as it regards suing someone, okay? However, an agent represents a principal, ordinarily, and depending on his brief, probably is to represent him on all matters regarding that property. To an extent, some agents even have been given power of attorney by their principals, and the power stated clearly, and it's probably all-encompassing. Yeah. So in that instance, they can actually stand as the landlords, and if you have issues as a way of dealing with them, why not? Then if an agent has along the line of his agency responsibilities, of course, why not? You can sue him. You can sue. I mean,
you can sue an agent.
Yes, you can sue.
Because
You can sue a landlord too. People sue their landlords every now and then.
Because their mouth, they always sweet if they small thing.
They sue their landlords every now and then.
What's the advice you have for, before we go to the...
But I will tell people, you see, so on issues of properties and all, if you go to our courts, property matters are one of the highest ranked matters in any court in the country. So they drag forever. If you want resolution, okay, I would suggest, because even if you are in Lagos State, for example, and some other states of the Federation, I think Kaduna has also started it, and I think Abuja, you are now mandated to go through alternative dispute resolution routes, like mediation, for example, before you can start litigation.
Let's talk of let's
yes, before let's see whether we can resolve this thing before we can, because they usually say there's an adage that says that no two people go to court and come back as friends.
They
can't come back as friends. But people go to mediation places and discuss, because it's a discussion point. Nobody is coerced. Nobody is forced into any decision. Both parties are just to agree, shift grounds and things like that, and agree on something. It's a give and take kind of environment. So people still come out of there and they are friendly. So I would encourage that people explore mediation before they resort to litigation, whatever the case may be.
Sir, before we go to C of O, there's still another one where many people they see.
I hope we'll answer this your C of O too, because that's how you moved it.
We'll go there. We'll see that most times, due to the shortage in supply, like we talk for house here in this part of the world, houses where they never even roof. It's still, they don't build them, but maybe they don't reach lintel or now only window. They never even roof. They go don't put to let, and you go don't see people.
They come for them, and they drop money.
You must pay.
And so you see that sooner they will tell you in the newspaper that developer defrauded 50 people.
That's what I want to ask, sir. What is your advice on all this kind of thing? Because even if you no go, you go see some people go and they go pay, and this thing is limited in supply.
So it's a market thing. That's the challenge. We can't sit down here and discuss and tell people not to go. They will still go tomorrow, simply because they want a property and they cannot find any.
And do I have every right to tell an agent I need to see your ID card before I because the thing is, most of these persons don't have have anything to show
your certificate.
Or your certificate, because what Chief just said now reminded me of an experience a lady shared on IG like a few days ago, where she said like over 50 of them paid for a particular house. And guess what? The agent actually absconded, because at the end of the day, they were left stranded. So she was forced to move with her neighbor or her friend, her colleague. And got so good, she actually got married to somebody in the new apartment she found.
So she should go and thank the agent.
No, she's not thanking the agent.
Go and thank the agent.
Now, the guy came with the whole of, I'm an agent, I have a building. She actually went.
The most important part of that story, let her go and thank the agent.
She went, she saw the house, she saw everything. She was just supposed to pack, and then she paid. So all she needed was just to pack her things and move into the house.
You puncture your story. That if I just leave her, but just say, don't call extend them.
Forget the marriage law.
When you come marry for the place, so we should go and thank the agent.
We should the agent to go and drink wine in their house.
Mr. Debo, give me wine. Mr. Debo, 550K was paid. See, forget the...
Some ladies are ready to pay 10 million to get a good husband. I'm telling you, some ladies can pay 10 million to have a good husband now.
The husband did not come until after many years.
She only... as a result of... Okay, let's help you. No, so this is what I'm saying. I mean, how can we ask? Yes, you can ask.
We can. But they don't have...
Look, you see, this is... You must note, and I think I've said this also on this program. When it comes to property matters, it's caveat emptor. Buyers beware. So you have the right to do your due diligence and satisfy yourself before parting with your money.
You don't have fear of God.
Because once you part with your money, you've parted. It will be difficult to collect it back. Yes, you may be able to, but you will also go through azus that you don't have to. Do you understand? So why not? I mean, do due diligence, not just his ID card. What gives him the right to be the agent letting out that property? The landlord would have given him brief, asked to see that. confirm it independently, because anything can also be forged. Yes. So you need to. You need to. I mean, do your due diligence, and you have the right to ask any question.
Do you know one thing
and if you're not satisfied, please move on.
Do you know one thing I like about Lagosians?
Yeah.
They are always ready to talk. Maybe the man is upstairs, just go to the woman that sells mineral downstairs. Let's look upstairs.
Yeah, don't hear.
One no be. But the truth is, they are, like you rightly said, they are always ready to talk. So moving on to the CFO.
Now, so if you are in Lagos, for example, it's so easy. Just go on the government website and check out how to process a CFO. If you go to the land ministry site, there are steps and ways you can.
Land ministry site, I mean, we should just...
Ministry of Lands.
Okay, Ministry of Land.
Check it out. There are sections of that site that will tell you how you can process your CFO. It's not, it's not anything locked up somewhere for someone to only...
No abracadabra.
Yes. However, because it involves sometimes a lot of going and coming, a lot of following up on files and all of that, you may not be able to do it yourself.
Sure.
Okay? You may not be able to. You may not find the time and all, or it will take forever when you are pursuing it. So I usually still encourage people to look for people that are experienced in this and can help them, with the processing. Just especially with the government people, So that's what I would encourage you. But in terms of what you need, so primarily depending on the type of property you are buying, you must get certain documents from your sellers, from the person you're buying from. Okay, so let's assume you're buying a property, a house.
Let's say a plot of land or two.
Plot of land, Abi. Okay, so let's say you are buying a plot of land. Now, if the plot of land does not have any registered title in the sense of...
It's a virgin land.
Yes, in the sense of maybe government, let's say CFO, for example, or land certificate or deed of conveyance, or, all those things. If it doesn't have any of that, before registered title, then it means it's virgin land, like you said. It's freehold land, maybe from a family. There has to be a family that owns the land if it's free from any government acquisition. Okay? There has to be a family. So you need the family receipts. Very important. You need to do the survey of the land. Okay? And have it registered. Registered survey. These are the two most important things you need.
Survey of the land.
And receipts.
Receipt of
family receipts.
Family
yes,
receipt, okay.
yes. And then you can just back that up from the people, the family you are buying it from, by way of deed of assignment. Your lawyer will draw up a deed of assignment, they will sign. That's just a backup for you, just to show the history of the land, transaction dynamics and all. But most importantly, to process your title, you need the CFO, the receipts
and the survey.
And of course, you will need if you're in Lagos, you need your tax clearance. Okay. You need the tax clearance of the people that sold to you. Wow. The family representatives, yes. You need it. If you don't have, you have to pay. You have to pay. If they don't have, you may have to pay for them. What happens? You would have to pay for them. Those people won't bother. But on the more serious, you are the one that needs a title.
On a more serious note, now say when person want travel, they always get travel agent. Not because person no fit fill
everything I get agent now safe.
Yes, there's a need. There's a reason.
There's a need for it, anyways. Maybe the person no fill those forms, but there are some very sensitive parts in those forms. Now, if they talk about this one, say you need to pay tax for them, you need to make it be realistic in the real practical sense of it. Say nobody go want pay, say I go pay tax for the people who buy land for. Are they backdoor diplomacies? Are there other means at which you can get this done easily?
There are no backdoors.
No backdoor diplomacy.
You have to provide your tax clearance.
Even on the side
of acceptable.
I understand for you, but on the side of these people,
there are no backdoor. Some of them now in this day and age, depending on the caliber of families you are dealing with, especially in Lagos, a number of them are now tax compliant.
Okay.
Some of the people we do transactions with in the Lekki corridor and all, even though they are family people and all of that, they are now tax compliant. So they have their tax certificates. There are evidence of payment of tax that they give to us that we had to our application for whatever deed of assignment or CFO that we're trying to process. Yes. So you should, you would have to pay for them if they don't have. That's the truth. The state will come back with what they call an estimation or the tax that they think you should pay. Sometimes you even have tax payments, whatever. And because of the worth of the property that you are buying, they have the way they compute these things in Alausa there. And they will tell you that what you've paid is not sufficient.
Okay.
That for you to be able to afford this type of property, you should be paying, you should be earning more than you've declared. And so you should be paying much more tax than you have paid. Okay. And they will give you the difference to go and pay.
Okay. I have 2 questions here. I want to take them each. One, the issue of
our people are not calling in.
Okay,
call in, people.
Please, 08105434985 because 08173147589. And because of now we day here, not just about myself or Chief. Okay, so feel free because I don't know when
the phone lines are open.
This kind of opportunity.
Yes,
the way you feel ask them questions.
2 days,
2 weeks back to back. You know what that means. So
from
please call in. Back to our no question they foolish, no question they stupid. Wait till you don't know about buildings. Any question at all where they bug your mind.
Most definitely
please
to help
feel
somebody.
Free to ask because really you can just be saving someone where is almost going into such a mess, so you never can tell. So just feel free and ask your question.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Chief.
Yeah, Chief, a question then.
Okay. The first one is most times you talk about Lekki. Now you can make me remember this question. So no before only Lekki they happen for mainland.
Okay.
When person go rent house finish, when you don't rent house for like 1 month. Okay, let's take Ansalem. Ansalem, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Fine. You called in yesterday.
Yeah, I'm a regular caller.
Wow. Thank you very much. To your question, please, or contribution.
Yeah, please, if someone did a survey of the property, and the address of the property wasn't captured properly as an address, later now because of government numbering, when you enter the property that is Virgin ab initio, the number was not captured properly, and you just captured the number. Later that number you captured was not the normal number, the original number as an address. What does it have? What difference does it have on your phone? On the survey document.
You don't have any now. Okay, so location and description of a property as at the time you got it should be captured. So it's a property that is from so family, so village, blah blah blah. If there are numbers and there are plus to it, they will be captured. But whatever you have as at the time you were doing that survey is sufficient description to locating that property. It's okay. Okay? Whatever you have as sufficient description to locate that property is okay. Later times, they may renumber the place and all of that. That has nothing to do with your CFO. It does not invalidate your documents in any way. Okay?
Sure.
So I hope that helps you. It's talking about something like when in some places now you go there, you see new number, of course, old number. If probably somebody had done some perfection of a title based on the old number, so his concern is with this new number now, does it invalidate what you've done before? No, it doesn't.
Okay, Chief. Okay.
Okay. Speaking of person gets Lekki or the issue of even mainland, person don't rent house, you don't pay everything. 1 month into the house, you observe that the drainage system in that place is so bad that anytime we rain fall like this, the whole property gets destroyed. Everything, the whole house go turn to swimming pool. What does the estate law say about this? Do you have the right to collect all my money back?
And when is the proper time? Because jokingly we do say the best time for you to check for an accommodation are when rain before.
This is why I'm laughing.
Let's take Prince. Prince.
How you doing?
Oh, it's gone, I think. Really, Mr. Labor, just...
I said, when you rent a property, I think I mentioned here, it's caveat emptor.
But caveat emptor doesn't cover the fact that when rain falls, all of us.
They wrote for you in any place in your document that they said, this place never gets flooded. We guarantee you that if it ever does,
if it's not in the agreement, you're on your own.
Okay? You do your due diligence, you enter the place.
But the essence of the show is actually to get people enlightened. Now that you've said
so
this, can I actually do a paper if I suspect such and ask the landlord, call my lawyer.
Kazim
Of course,
from
now,
Lagos.
I mean, you can't do anything you want to do
Let's
when
take
you want
Kazim.
to rent a property or buy a property.
Hello,
it now
Kazim.
depends
Sorry,
on the
sir.
other party. Sorry, Kazim.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, Kazim?
Please, I want to ask your guest there.
Okay.
What is the difference between the caretaker and the property management?
Caretaker.
And property manager.
What is the difference between the caretaker and property management?
Property
Can you
manager.
A manager.
explain the two?
Okay, listen up.
And the property management. Can I get
Manager.
more insight?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, let's hope that we are talking about something beyond just name, okay? Because if you say, what's the difference in the name? They are more or less the same in terms of functions, okay? But you see, the property, you call someone a property manager mostly because they've gone through training on how to manage properties. Most caretakers go through apprenticeship at best or just happen to be chosen to care for a property.
Coincidental.
Not that they were trained. A lot of people that were called caretakers when we were growing up stumbled
Into the line.
on it, you know. So that's the difference in terms of it's most likely that the person you see being called a property manager is a trained, maybe a graduate of estate management or trained person along the line of property management. Okay? While a caretaker is someone that just, found himself, doing that bit.
I think this thing you said is
But in terms of their role and functions, very
Yeah,
similar in a way, yeah. But you find a lot of caretakers at the lower rung of the ladder. Doing properties, tenement houses, face me, I face you, all those things. That's where you find a lot of people that are caretakers.
Sure you understood.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the last one you said, now you go make me ask this question. Say most times when they want to sell property, maybe person get 3-bedroom or you get a old duplex and you want to sell them. If you just tell somebody for area, so now that person go bring buyer. In no be agent, Ogboni, which they call Mofeti.
So you go get your own commission.
So the question now,
It's true now.
the question now is,
Otose from Abuja.
the question is that commission, is it usually 10%? Is there any law that backs 10%?
Yes.
Tosin?
Yes, in short.
Yes.
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 Good morning, Tosin.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing?
Good
We are very
morning,
well.
Tosin, yeah.
Yeah, please, I want to ask this question on CFO.
Okay.
Because, please, my uncle bought the land from Cuba. He bought the land without CFO. So how can he process the CFO of that land?
Okay, Kubwa, you mean in Abuja?
Kubwa in Abuja.
Yes.
Okay, so you need to check.
Arab Road.
Okay, would that be Aegis
Yes.
or FCDA?
Yeah, FCD is under Buhari Area Council.
Okay, so you need to go to the Aegis, and then find out. Sorry.
Okay.
You need to go. You need to go to Aegis and find out the process you have to go through. That is, if you are not talking to someone that already knows how to go around the processing of documentation in Abuja. Okay? But you need to go to Aegis and just find out from there. Or check their website. I'm sure Abuja is also very advanced. The details of what you need to do may be on the website also.
Okay. So 10% is legal.
Yes, it's legal. 10% agency. Yeah.
For anybody who bring the buyer. Well,
no, for the agents, I don't know. So, like we said, agency is a very fluid practice. And so a lot of people that you are calling Mogbongpai or something, they would ask for agency.
Okay.
So,
on top of that,
but everybody they get to share that 10%. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Engineer Bayo for this.
Debo.
Named me. Engineer Debo for this. Another question where they look. I had to think about. Thank you very much, Engineer Debo, and we hope say on our way they ourselves enjoy this segment of Property Matters. Let me myself, Engineer Debo, will say
thank you. Bye bye. See you next week.
Au revoir.